Hello, hello, and welcome to my thoughts on this lovely sunny Saturday. I was thinking about first loves, and I think my first love was Joel Friedman. Joel Friedman was 10 years older than I, and I was trying to learn to swim. And everyone who knows me knows that I am so uncoordinated. It's pitiful. I can't bounce a ball. I never did learn to ride a two-wheel bike until I was 40 years old. When I played tag, I always fell on my face. I had scabs on my knees and scabs on my nose, and I never ever won a race ever in my whole life. I am just a mess. And when it comes to swimming, I am terrified of the water. I'm terrified of the water because uh, in my day, the swimming instructors followed I was prescribed Red Cross progression, and test seven, I did all right up until test seven. I don't even remember what they were. I think, but test seven, you had to jump into the water, and test eight was learning how to do the crawl. So I was not going to jump in the water when I didn't have any idea how to swim. And I would stand, I would do really well, test one, two, three, four, five, six. And then when we got to seven, I spent the rest of whatever swimming course I was on standing, looking at the pool or at the ocean. But for me, because I was from Toledo, it was mostly looking at the pool. But then I met Joel Friedman, and Joel Friedman was a redhead. I cannot tell you whether he was a real redhead because I was only 10 years old and I never thought to look in his trunks, but he was a redhead. And I was 10, he was 20. And he was something that's very unusual for a 20-year-old. He was a kind and compassionate young man. And he saw this little 10-year-old with, I had a stomach, I always looked like I was pregnant. I was not. And I had never even done anything to encourage pregnancy at age 10 or much after. But anyway, certainly not same age 10. And um, but he saw me trying desperately to swim, and all the people around me were swimming, and they were just having a wonderful time. And I was standing and shivering and staring down at the pool. And so he tried to teach me to swim, and he actually succeeded, except that I couldn't do it without him. He would hold his hand under my tummy, and I would use my arms and kick my legs and count, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and breathe. Well, he held me there so that I knew I wouldn't sink. And I adored him. I absolutely adored him. And the truth is, as always with your first love, I did every other love I had after that, and I had many, never ever measured up to the love that I had for Joel Friedman. And I always kept him as my standard. And if you weren't lovely and compassionate enough to hold my tummy while I splashed water all over you, you were not worthy of my love. And thank you very much for joining me for my thought for Sunday.